Go. So good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Joaquim, Milena, and Julia. We here for one more English immersion. It's Monday, 9 a.m. Today you talk about the impact of screen time on children. I showed the subject because I think it's very important to think in the future for the children, and especially because we use a lot the screen all the time. For me, it's a big problem. I needed to put the stop time in my cell phone and especially the social media. And that's it. I will start with the presentation. I'm Bruna. I live in Brasília. I'm married. I have two sons. I graduated in physical therapy and physical education, but nowadays I work in administration area in the public service. I'm here and talk to improve the language. I love to learning new language. So it's a challenge for me. In the next year, I think I want to learn in the Italian. And this platform, it's possible to practice when you start to learning a new language. So I thank you, talk for this moment. And in my free time, I love to dance. I love it to ride a bike at the park. And that's it for me. And you, Milena, can you introduce yourself, please?
I am Milene. I am 34 years old. I live in Campinas. I am teacher, physics teacher, so this topic is good for me. In my free time, I like to read, I like to pull, I like to cook too, but only desserts. It's it.
Yeah. What do you cook? What dessert do you cook? Do you like to cook?
I like to cook cakes. Yesterday I made ice cream. I don't taste yet because the is in the freezer yet. So today I will taste. I hope it's be good. I don't know.
All right. Thanks so much, Milene. And you, Julia, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, sure. Hi guys, it's a pleasure to be here again. My name is Julia. I am 19 years old. I live in São Paulo. To be more specific, I live in one city who call in Osasco. I am a person who like to do many things in my free time. For example, I like to dance, I like to reading books, I like to watch TV, I like to watch many movies and the series in general. And I like animals. My favorite is cats. I have a tree and I love this. And I love to learning a new language. My favorite is English. Is a language we are learning. I pertain to learning others in the future, but now I'm just focused in English and they start to learn in 2021. So that's it. And how about you, Joaquin?
Joaquim.
Joaquin. Good morning, everyone. My name is Joaquim Maia. I am from Portugal. I live here near Lisbon, the capital. I live here in one little village, 34 kilometers away from Lisbon. It's like a countryside village. It's very nice to live here. I am 77 years old, retired, married, with a son, a daughter, and three grandsons. Talking a little about myself, I would say that I consider myself an extroverted person, optimist, funny, talkative. I like very much to talk with friends, with family, relatives, all the people. In my free time as retired, I would say that I have some free time here in my life. Then I like to to walk in the morning, more or less, 2 times, 3 times a week. My wife and I will go outside walking. In the other days, I go to the gym also. Read the news also in the morning. Normally, I start the day reading the news of the day. In the afternoon, I read some books. I watch some series in TV, series about nature. I like very much to watch the series in the National Geographic, series about nature. And also, I would say that my main hobby maybe is attending immersions here in Talk and Talk with Bruno and others hostels. It's very nice to stay here.
So thank you so much, Joaquin. So it's very important. I said something that I explained something that I'm not a teacher here, all right? I'm only host to guide this conversation. We have questions. Let me see how many. 11 questions about this subject, but if you want to ask your colleague a question, no problem. And I invited you to do this. It's a big challenge when you need to formulate, to create new questions, all right? And so if you want to ask your colleague, no problem, all right? So let's go to start the question number 1. What is the benefit of allowing children to use electronic device? For you, Milena, you said you are a teacher, and what's your opinion about this?
Mm. As a teacher, I saw more benefits than benefits. But I know there are some benefits. I think the children can think fast because when they play a game, for example, I think the game can improve your raciocínio. So I think the internet is a good thing for them too, because they can connect with many cultures or other people I think it can be a good thing. There is a problem too, but this question is about the benefits. So I think the internet is a world for the children, so we can see a lot of benefits of using the internet.
Yeah, so nice because you brought something mix the 1 and 2 because you said about the learning for the benefits to use the screen. No? So nice. Thank you so much, Milene. And for you, Julian, what do you think about what is the benefits for children use the electronic device?
I think don't have a problem if the parents can control the usage of the child in the internet. I think the problem is not at the internet in general, but how the people use it. I think the big problem in the internet and when don't have control of the parents between the your child. But if the parents can control everything, I think it's good for help the mom. Like for example, if you have a mom who need to do many things and can look at the child for 1 minute, for example, the moms stay cooking and the give the cell phone for the children to watch and some things. I think it's good to help. And I think the other benefits is have many machine between the internet. We help the children to learning other things, and I think this is good. Like for example, we have the many plays who is good to people grow up learning other things. For example, English. If it parents is help the children like watching plays in English, for example. I think this is good to learn other language to help in school in general, and I think it is benefits about this in general. So, how about you, Joaquin? Can you answer this question?
Yes, yes, of course. About me, I think there are some benefits for the children when they use electronic device because when they start using the electronic device as a child, they start also to develop a lot your minds, your ideas. Sometimes we can to see children with 6, 7, 8 years, 5 years. They work very well with the devices, computers, cell phones. They know all the rules to work with that device. I think it's good. It's good for the children. They can maybe to achieve more development in your studies, for example. But it's also dangerous when the parents permit for the children to spend a lot of time with the electronic devices. As we see in the film, the parents don't don't must permit for the children less than 2 years to use the electronic devices and more than 2 years to only 2 hours a day, because I think when parents permit for the children to spend 6, 7, 8 hours per day, I think it's not good for the children because there are studies that said it's danger for the children because the highs when they spend a lot of time using electronic system, they start having problems in the highs because of that.
Yeah. The lights, the screen, it's not so good for the health of the
Yes,
eyes, no?
yes.
Yeah, Joaquin, I agree. It's very interesting, all things that you all brought for us. The benefits, I think we have many benefits for the children because it's possible to find many different things in the internet. For example, it's possible to you have many information, all right? But I understand for the children under 2 years, for example, don't have benefits, no. I understand like this because the benefits it's more for the parents, like Julia said. You put the advice for the children, and the only do it's possible to do many things because you put something to distraction the children. So I understand that it's not so good. It's better for the parents, only this. So let's go the next questions. How can you use? Go ahead.
Sorry. But sometimes there are some parents to maintain the children uh, calms, they don't mind that they spend all the day playing games in the smartphones, in the computer. Then sometimes there are children with 2 years, 3 years. They spend all the days playing games in smartphones. Then I'd
Because
say
it's
it's
easier
not
for the parents, no? It's
yes, for the
easy for
parents
me,
it's
for
easy.
example.
It's easy,
If
but
I have
not.
a little children, of course, a little child, of course, it's so easy for me. I take for him a cell phone, for example, and it's possible this is a distractions, and I go do other things that I want in my house. So it's very easy for the parents, but
Yeah.
it's not so good for the children. This is the problem. And
But
today, I understand the parents use this all the time. It's like a babysitter. It's my babysitter. I put the cell phone in the hand of the children. It's okay. No,
but
it's a good distraction.
as you see in the movie, the parents can also to motivate the children for other games to for example with the other games, for example, about chess, about legs, for example, build legs about legs to learn the children and to took in the get in the children other motivators for other games.
Yeah, that's it. And you, Milena, what do you think about? Go ahead. Your face say something. What? About this?
No.
The usual, the sorry, the parents use the cell phone or the device like a babysitter.
I saw many times this when I go to restaurant, for example, and the parents go with the children, and the children want to do something, and they put the cell phone, and the children stay quiet all the time because they are watching something. So for I don't have kids, but I know it's very bad for kids stay on all a long time on cell phone. But I try to understand the parents too, because sometimes they don't have something to do. So the cell phone is good, is easy. So put to the children watching something. I think the parents can try to choose something good because there are some conteúdos for children, like when they try to learn a new language too. I saw many videos for children in English. I have a nephew. I try to put this video for him, for her, I don't know. So it's a problem, but I understand the parents when they put the cell phone for their children. I understand. It's bad, but I understand.
All right. So, and you, Julia, I don't remember. Do you have children?
No, I don't have a children. I only has 19 years old. I am so young for this.
All right. Yes, very young. So let's go. I think the number 3, what are the potential negative effect of excessive use of electronic devices by children? Because you talk about the benefits, it's so nice to learn it, to understand, to information, of course, to help the parents, all right? But what is the potential negative if use excessive? I understand that it's not only problem for the children, no, for us too. because in this moment for the children, because they need to develop other skills like how do you say this? Motricidade and the other coordenação, the other things that's specific that you develop in this childhood, all right? So what do you think about, Julia?
So, how I said in first question, I don't think this problems in general is the electronics. Uh, but I think the problems is when you don't have control about your child and how the child use it. I think the most biggest problems is because social media in general and the electric things is has a many manipulation and the it's not so good for child for this because for example if you putting your son for to use as for example YouTube sometimes your son can looking other materials sometimes are not good for example things is not about child in general and I think if you don't have control this can be a problem and I think parents can has a more control about your child using internet when child is kid and the teenagers in general and I think other negative things is about because it's so easy so you has I don't know how to say this word in English but visual in electronic things is easy to us adult people stop it is hard sorry I'm sorry it's hard for your adult can use it cell phone because we need to use it every single day we have the with these things to has um we can use it um, the cell phone every single day, every single times, and it is easier to us, but it's difficult to child. You don't if you don't have control because child, uh, if you use many electronic things, the child sometimes has difficult to stop it, and I think these negative things because if you use many electronic things sometimes is not good for a child to grow up in the world because it's difficult when you live in real life in other life in social media. For this reason, I
Exactly.
think child can use the internet without control of the parents. So how about you, Bruna? How you think about this?
So, like I said, I understand that it's bad for us adults. Imagine, can you imagine for the children? No, I think it's a big problem because it's impossible to develop the motorist skills, the your emotion because when do you need when you have argument with the other and in person you need to resolve this in this exact moment, no? And if you use the WhatsApp, for example, oh, I read something that I don't want and it's possible, no, I don't want to resolve this, and the other moment I resolve. I think it's not so good. And yesterday I read a report about this, a news about this that in the school the teacher can do the children can be have symptoms like autism children because only don't have a contact eyes for the other person when you talk with someone uh, when you talk to someone you have the contact eyes, no? And the when for the children today, don't use this because all the time you see the screen. So and they don't have the movement borrow the movement hand the mimicas, than something like this, because all the time the hand on the same position, like segurando the hold, I think it's hold the device. So it's terrible. So like the children today at the school have estão sendo caracterizados like autist children. So because have these characteristics. So I understand that it's bad and especially excessive use. All right. And do you, Sir Joaquim, what do you think about the negative effect?
I think the potential negative effects. I think it's maybe when they start adding viciados, adding in using so much computers, cell phone, and the other device, because we can observe many times that, for example, there are students, they spend a lot of time using the electronic devices, and maybe they must to reserve more time to study.
Yeah.
I have this example with my grandson, because they know all the rules about all the devices, but I think they must to study more. When I advise him very times, then he must to study more and use the devices less, because when they become addicted with the devices electronic, the teenagers between each other, they spend a lot of time. Sometimes they spend all the night using WhatsApp, talking in things without importance. And when I think they must reserve more time to study.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
it's
big
good.
challenge.
It's good the devices when they. I think Julia talk about this. It's good when they use the devices well to learn the things that are good for him or for her. But when they lost the control and use the platforms, for example, in the other things, not good things, I think it's very negative for social things in that case.
Yeah, it's a big challenge because I know that they are technology children, no? It's complicated. They don't want to use the paper like we here, no? That's it. And you, Milena, what do you think about?
I see negative effects in using in excessive way. They can't pay attention a long time because on cell phone they have many information and it is fast, so they feel bored faster. During the class, it's common the many students ask for go to the restroom many times in a short time because they can't pay attention. The writing, I don't know, letra is very bad too because they can't copy. They like take a photo. So for me, I don't know, Joaquin, how was the pandemic is in Portugal, but in class in school. But here we give class online. I work in a private school, so it was the same class that I do in the class in school, I gave in my house. So some students spend almost 2 years in house. So when they come back to school, it was very, very bad because they can't writing, so they can sit a long time. So for me, it was very different before and after pandemic because they spent a long time on cell phone. And for me, another problem is with the apps. For example, TikTok. TikTok is it's the worst for students because there are many videos, short videos, so they can't pay attention, even a long video. So it's very hard for me as a teacher compete with the TikTok. It's too hard. I think I try to show something for them more interesting than the videos on TikTok. So
Yeah, today the
now
children don't have the same pay attention, no, because it's very fast. They
Yeah.
want immediately sensation,
Yes.
it's okay, it's okay. And you want the swept, I think it's swept, and when you do this movement, no, and the one swept the screen, and all the time only this. It's okay, okay, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, all the time. Don't pay attention, and you want to know the different things. It's very hard, like you said, Milena.
Yes.
Yeah.
I always say for my students, the cell phone, the smartphone for them is like a member because they can survive without the cell phone. Once month ago, I tried to I tried to take, I don't know, levar my students fora da sala, I don't know, go out of class. And I asked, don't take your cell phone. When we come back for the class, they run for take cell phone. So I think, well, it's worse than I imagined. Go ahead, Joaquin.
Here in Portugal, in some schools is the same that you said. There are schools where the teacher have big problems with the students because the use of the cell phone. Because during the class, the students don't obey what the teacher say, and they continue using the cell phone. When the teacher says something for the student, don't use the cell phone. In many situations, the students injure the teacher because the teacher forbidden him to use the cell phone.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's hard, no?
Oh,
Terrible.
Bruna, in worst is when the children um, arrived at home and say, for example, for the parents, what happened?
And they
The
agree with
happens, the
this situation,
happens
the actions.
went to school to infront the
teacher.
teacher.
Yeah, it's complicated. Don't have
It
values in this moment, no?
is
The
very
family don't have
sad.
values. In my opinion, this is complicated. Oh my God. I have developed like this in the childhood. Do you need to respect and special your teacher, no? But nowadays it's impossible. Maybe it's complicated. You need to affront to argument with the teacher. It's complicated.
The government start also to make a law to forbid, to forbid the cell phones in school, but because the opposite for the parents, the families, they start, but the government said for each school implant your law. Em cada
Yeah.
escola podem ordenar se devem ou não usar os
Cell
telemóveis
phone.
durante a escola. Cada escola
Yeah.
tem autoridade para proibir o uso do telemóvel.
I don't know. I think here in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro, you have the law about this. No, it's forbidden they use the cell phone in the school, but maybe it's I don't know if the Assembleia Legislativa approved this, but it's okay. So, Julia, for you, the number 9, maybe, yeah, we talk about the mental health, the problems, but in the way. In what way can they use the electronic device affect children's physical health? Do you think it's possible?
Obviously, in my opinion, it's difficult. You consider use a lot of devices, electronics, and they have them a good mental health. I think we society of today, the people stay with many problems with the mental health, like anxiety, depression. I think today this has a lot of people who has these problems, and I think cell phone help you with this because you use it a lot. Sometimes you use it more cell phone with, and it stop it to talk you other people. For example, um help you, I help a lot of things when you all goes to the house of your one parent is, and the people stop to talking, just as they people just use your cell phone. They don't have social contacts, and they think it is bad for your mental health. And in internet you compare yourself a lot with other people's. For example, has one example has a woman so beautiful in internet, and sometimes you look at it and they start to has a problem with your uh breathing in general. And I think uh it's difficult for many people who it's difficult to people consider has a mental health and user social media. And I think this is more bad for children because children stay construct your identities, and the start to learning has a social contact with other peoples. And if the child just use their cell phone, I think it's bad for your mental health. I think the people can has many problems in the future. And I think for this reason children need to use don't use a lot of uh social media in general, because I think it is not good. For example, if you has a for example a poor children and you look at TikTok, if each children has many dolls and these things are sometimes you can compare yourself, and this can be bad for your self-esteem in general. And I think this is one of many problems we internet cause. for people. How about you, Milene? Right.
I totally agree with you, and I I think if you spend a long time on cell phone, you can do exercise, for example. So your body is get get bad. I don't know. You can burn weight. I don't know. So it's common when you see something, when someone spend a long time on device, they can do exercise, so they have problems with your bone, maybe your muscles. I don't know. I think it's prejudice for our body when you spend a long time on using electron device.
Yeah, for everybody though, and especially for the
Yeah.
children because they need to develop the other skills, like the physical skills. So thank you so much, girls. And so welcome again, Juliana. How was the conversation for you? Do you like this subject?
Yes, I like it very much.
So nice. And for your opinion about the number 9, the question number 9, in what ways can the use the electronic device affect children's physical health? It's possible because of the time you listen about there is the mental health, it's a problem because you have the addiction. But do you think it's possible you have a problem, a physical health, affected the physical health? Do you understand?
É para mim?
Yeah.
Yes. Physical health. Yes, um, I think the children's very anxious uh, with use the cell phones,
Yeah, that's it.
electronics.
That's right. And you, Luis, how was the conversation?
Was very nice. Very,
Yeah.
very nice.
And what your opinion about the use the device, the electronic for by children? Do you think it's so good?
I believe that should have a balance before 2 years shouldn't use it, as we saw on the movie you passed for the first year before the immersion. But I believe that should be have a balance because there are gamification in the schools of today, the applications in games that help children to learn a lot. It's progress. We should use progress, but also I agree with Juliana. The children can be anxious and have problems like the mental problems and physical problems, like have problems with the eyes on the screen. That they need to use glasses before because of that.
So nice. That's it. And do you, Ricardo, do you think the balance is the secret for the screen for children?
Always for life independent if you are children or an adult. Certainly the balance is the secret of our life. Keep it our mind and our body in movement on movement. That's sometimes it's hard. For example, I hate go to the gym or something, but I usually go because it's important and it's necessary.
Yeah,
Sometimes I go to the gym, but my soul kept on my house watching Netflix and eating candy, But I go.
Yeah, it's terrible. The balance is the secret. I agree with you. I use the screen all the time in the day. All the journey. For example, I stay in front of the computer at the 7 a.m. and probably I will finish this moment 10 p.m. all the time because I work in front of the screen. It's terrible, but it's okay. And for you, Sir Joaquim, how was the conversation?
For me?
Yeah.
Okay. It was good. As always, the emotions are always good conversation. Yeah, very good,
All
very
right.
good.
So,
The topic is actual, and very nice to discuss nowadays. Yeah.
so nice. Thank you so much. So, I share with you the survey. It's possible to suggest some subjects if you want. All right. And that's it for today. Thank you, Tube. Thank you, Joaquim, Milene, Luis, Juliana.